When I'm working with couples about conflict and hard communication, I usually tell them right at the beginning that my primary mission is to reduce defensiveness, that defensiveness is really the chief enemy of communication. That's a little sweeping. Other issues can get in the way, but it's basically true. If I'm not defensive, I can probably talk with you about anything. And if you're not defensive, you can probably talk with me about anything. But each of us has issues, experiences, history, training that sets us up to be defensive on different topics. And so again, my primary mission is to help people be less defensive. Well, there's a number of ways to help people be less defensive. I talk about them all the time in these videos. One of my favorite, and what I would call one of the fundamental ground rules for healthy conflict, is using what's called I language, like the letter I, not the I's in your head. I language, speaking for yourself about what's happening, talking for yourself about how you feel, what you think, etc. What happens a lot in couples is we start throwing the letters YOU around. You make me angry. You meant to hurt me when you said that. You never understand what I'm saying. I'm not trying to invalidate anybody's feelings. It can feel that way. But the problem is that those statements become accusatory. They take us on the attack. And most adults, when they feel attacked, will retreat. They'll get defensive. They'll get angry. They'll start throwing things at you, etc. And round we go. I'm always looking for ways to disrupt that automatic cycle, that automatic defensiveness. I language says, don't say, you make me angry. Say, when you call me names, I get angry. And yeah, people call each other names a lot when they argue. Or, you meant to hurt me turns into, it feels to me like when you forget this important thing, it hurts me. I'm still talking about me now. I'm not talking about you the same way. And it does something else. It puts the power and the source of the reaction where it belongs in me. We've all had this experience. Someone has said something that ordinarily would piss us off, but on this day, we're loose, we're calm, we've eaten our Wheaties, and it doesn't impact us the same way. That's really revealing. We've also had the opposite experience, most of us. Something that would ordinarily not bug or hurt us hits us right between the eyes because we're tired, we're exhausted, we're already defensive. All of that says that the reaction lies in me. If you call me a potato head, something my nephew used to say, and I hear that as a horrible insult, then I'm going to react something to it. If you call me a potato head and it just makes me laugh, it's not the words potato head, believe it or not. It's my reaction to it. That applies to anything. One more time, I'm not diminishing how any of us feel when we get agitated, when we feel hurt, when we feel angry, when we feel ignored, etc. I'm saying this is a tool to get around the almost automatic defensiveness that comes if I say, you make me, you did this, you don't care, etc. And say instead, this is what happens to me, for me, in me, when you do this, when this thing happens between us. This isn't just playing with words. This is being very deliberate about how we come at communication and in conflict. And that's maybe the last thing I want to say is that there's a lot of power in understanding that my reactions are my own. We're not going to get here instantly. A lot of people hear this at the beginning and go, great, so I shouldn't be angry, or great, I can't be hurt. No, absolutely, you can be angry and hurt. You can be whatever you want, but taking back where it starts and being able to be clear about what's happening with you does put the power of deciding and reacting in your hands. Let me say this differently. You don't want to be a victim. I don't want to be a victim. If your reactions or what you're doing governs me and I don't have any control over it, then I'm a victim. But if I understand that what you're saying and how you're acting is impacting stuff in me, I can slow down just a little bit and go, okay, what do I want to do about this? Do I want to just lash out? Do I want to get down to a place where we can talk about it so it changes? And I think most of us want to do number two. There's a piece of this also that's also locked up in habits. Human beings really do develop habits of reaction, habits of thought, and it can be easy to get used to reacting. Press my button, react. Say this word, react. Again, anything we can do to be less defensive, less reactive is going to help us when we come to the hard conversations. All right, thanks.